What's up, everyone? Carrington here from Open Heart Games. We're back. We missed last week. Sorry about that. Life sometimes gets in the way. But we're back with our live stream of Tyranny of Dragons, one of the first modules out for Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition. I was actually talking to someone about this module. So not only is it the first major module that came out for 5th Edition, but it was a collaboration work with Cobalt Press, and I'm pretty sure that Wolfgang Bauer was a big piece of the development of this, and he's obviously a big name. I would say probably on par with Monty Cook as far as like names people recognize in the RPG world. So yeah, so there's my little factoid trivia stuff for today. So before we started streaming, chat has been very active already, which is great. Love to see that. Love to see the excitement and the buzz before we even begin our stream. So this is the discussion. Night Divinity, our wonderful fan, has tallied every time in the campaign that healing was done by Patron and Mordok, and has a tally for us. And I said, let's go ahead and reveal what those numbers were. I'm curious what the numbers were over the course of the campaign. So what number does Night Divinity have for us, the Mordok versus Patron tally?
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Also, we have Arpulus in the chat with us. Welcome. Also, Night Divinity, welcome. Also, Hidohari, who is obviously playing tonight. BGX Mage, who's playing as well. Well, let us know when you have those numbers, because I definitely am interested to hear what the numbers are. That I'm excited to hear. Speaking of exciting Dungeons and Dragons stuff, we have more stuff from 1D&D, new Unearthed Arcana, stuff for people to play around with. I will be honest with you, I have given it the most cursory of glances. I have looked at it. I have registered that there are in fact words on the page. And there are, in fact, also classes that are described in here, and that the pages are, in fact, numbered. That is about as much as I've got a chance to dig through this. Right. But, I mean,
I can take it. I got it one step further.
There's 37 pages in total. It's big.
I listened to the overview video that's on the website by them, where they give you the overview. That's what the word is, of what's in that Unearthed Arcana, and it's interesting. It looks like they have their. And the fun part about the Unearthed Arcana in general is it's testing. It's nothing's official. They're playing around with things. I like to see how they've grouped together the different classes that we come to know and love into like these super types, if you're like a Magic the Gathering person, where we looked at where this current bit of information is all about expert class, which is the bards, the rogues, the rangers, and the artificers.
Sure.
Whatever. But we only have information on 3 of those classes. And then in future iterations, we'll get to see the mages, as well as, which will be your main spellcasters. You've got like your priests, if you will, so the paladins, the clerics, the
druids,
all of the druids, and lastly your warriors, which are going to be the hard hitters, the fighters, monks, and barbarians. It allows them to explore the opportunity for new classes to kind of balance out those different super types. It gives you abilities, and you kind of see some of this information in the panel of characteristics for the super type that applies to all of them. So whether you play a rogue or whether you play a bard, you have access to these particular attributes or information related to being an expert. And that could get flushed out even further. This go around, they're testing the idea of what rolling a nat 1 does with actually providing inspiration. The flavor being you screwed up so bad that you want to redeem yourself, so you'll get inspiration by rolling a 1. In the Unearthed Arcana 1, they tested it with they had people test it as when you roll a nat 20. So besides your critical hit, you would also gain inspiration because you did so good. So
they're going to reward us for failing spectacularly?
For future, your inspiration is going to be able to get cashed in future rolls. As a means of, you screwed up, you're dealing with the consequences, and you want to redeem yourself, and you have that extra little motivator inside you to want to do well the next time a challenge is brought to you. And the inspiration is just to give you advantage. It's called Heroic Inspiration.
I'm definitely interested to see. I like that idea because I feel like, and Night Divinity says, isn't that a little bit more motivation to roll more ones? So here's my thought on this, and obviously not at all the end all be all. I like the idea of if you're rolling that one, you get, a motivation, because otherwise, like if you roll a nat 20 and then you get something additional past like hitting, critting, etc., then it almost feels like a win more.
Yeah, exactly. So I think they got that out of the way in the first round of information or playtest material. In this round, they're testing, does the nat 1, is that the way to do it? Because the big thing that they want to do is they do want to find ways to obtain inspiration, the heroic inspiration, which merely lets you cash in to have advantage on the roll. Doesn't do anything else. There's a human feat or a human trait that you'll get inspired when you take a long rest. And like you're still gonna have to deal with the nat 1, but the idea being like the lore behind it of like, you screwed up, so you're gonna try harder the next time.
I like that idea of like the digging down deep and like really that kind of like your hero fails, and like it's that scene from all of my references are all pop culture, so here we go. But it's that scene from like Marvel's Avengers after like Loki's escaped, Thor gets thrown out of the helicarrier. Like everyone has had Coulson died and all of that, and it's right before they needed the push, where like you see Tony goes and suits up, Hawkeye goes and grabs his bow, Thor like picks up his hammer and like resets his armor and all that stuff. And like it's that those heroes, even though they just suffered a defeat and a loss, like gearing up, digging down deep, and like pushing forward, because like that's what Cap grabs his shield. Like I think that's really important to like the hero's story and the hero's journey, and like that's what Dungeons and Dragons is all about, right? And role playing in general is like being able to kind of, especially high fantasy, being able to reenact some kind of version of the hero's journey.
Well, let me throw another pop culture out for you. That didn't work so well for Jinx and Arcane.
Well, I think that's and that's the thing, right? We have these wonderful tropes, and then we have these stories that turn those tropes on their head, right? She was a hero and she was doing the right thing, and then she because she did what she wanted to do, just not in the way she wanted it. She wanted to save her sister, and she did, because they were not going to make it. if she didn't intervene. The problem is that
Right.
it cost her everything else, right? And that was a great. If you've not seen Arcane, you absolutely have to, and stop
You
watching
have to
this.
see it.
Yeah.
Stop. Just go watch it right now.
Go watch it right now.
Stay up till 6 in
Yeah.
the morning and watch them all. They're that good.
Put the stream on mute. Go into lurk mode. Watch Arcane, so we still get the views. And then come back. But if you've not watched it, like I know we've talked a lot about Arcane, but yeah, it's that turns on its head, right? Because she wanted to go out and be the hero and save everyone and save all of her friends and all of that, and then she ended up not doing that. So
And that's
not
probably more
fully
spoiler
mute.
than we
Mute
should
doesn't
do,
count for the C views. Okay, yeah. Just listen to whatever Night Divinity says. Do that. All right.
I was gonna say that. Also in the Unearthed Arcana, spells continue to be broken up into 3 different categories.
They did occult, arcane, and divine.
Yep. Well, with primal,
Oh, primal.
primal, arcane, and divine.
Gotcha.
Where
Pathfinder.
where classes have access to specific types of lists. Where like rangers or primal, rogues don't have anything. Bards actually can have access to all 3 lists with a feat.
Interesting.
They paved out. They're flushing out the feats. Obviously, we have feats that can come from your background. Level 1 feats, but there's level 4 feats. That first threshold when you're often debating between taking the ability modification or a feat. They actually combined it together, and one of the feats is the ability enhancement feat, which does the same exact thing as it currently does, but there's no more. There's no more pick.
Well, it puts you in the same. You have the same choice. But I want to
It's
plus
the same,
2.
it's the same choice, but in terms of pay. Yeah, but it's in terms of like
Pacing.
outlining the book and pacing and whatnot. It's not it's the same choice, but it's now a feat. It's in and of itself.
And it looks like, just from cursory views, memes, and people's reviews that I've read online, it looks like Rangers are back.
Yes, Rangers are back.
Because they needed some love.
They're pretty sweet. I didn't go into the specifics on them as much as I wanted to, but what is currently our level 20s, what we get at level 20, is now gained at level 18. And then at level 20, you gain an epic boon feat, which the list that they currently provided is absolutely insane.
Yeah, so everybody raise your hand that's played level 20.
Hey, not necessarily anyone here that has, but
I've got my hand raised.
For those that
something
do
other
like
than a
to
one
play,
Oh, okay.
those that do like to play at the higher power for longevity, they have made it so that once you hit level 20, you gain these boon feats like every 300,000 XP. So you can keep playing your campaign at that high power, for foreseeably ever and still develop your character. Keep getting all the stones to your Infinity Gauntlet, if you will.
Yeah.
And, pretty cool for those that do play at that higher level. For us, who don't normally get up to those levels, it's fine. The feats do have some prerequisites that are pretty cool. That's spelled out. Also, what's really neat, and they're toying with it, and this is more for new players, is inside the class for the spellcasters is sample what you should take at each level. So you're a level 1 or a level 2 ranger. These are the recommended spells that you take off the list.
I like that.
It's because especially I've been role playing here for a couple of years now, but my first real campaign was with this team off stream, and I wanted nothing to do with spellcasting. I still really don't want to do anything with spellcasting. Not my thing. But when I did finally try to explore it, like, I had no idea what I was doing. And to have, just a simple, here's what you should do at level 1, here's what you should do at level 4. Is it definitive? Is it the best, most optimal? Debatable. But the fact that that resource is there, fantastic for new players. Really excited to see that they're taking that into consideration as they develop these materials and have us test and whatnot. So, aside from that, they're like we just said, Rangers are back. They're doing some cool things. I'm excited to see when they dive into the mage classes, because Eldritch Blast still currently not on the spell list.
Very interesting.
So,
yeah.
Is it gonna be like an ability that
Warlocks have?
Warlocks have, and only Warlocks have?
I mean, I would like to see like Warlocks literally just be like, I think here's my pitch. I think this would be really cool. I think it'd be really cool if they played more with invocations, and it's just like, okay, I am a Warlock. What does a Warlock do? I have 4 spells, and exactly 4 spells, but I can cast them as many times as I want. They're not strong, they're not good, but I can just cast them at will. I think that would be a really neat way. Or maybe it starts with 1, and then at 4th level you get a second one, and then so on and so forth. So you could just like cast a spell, and that's your thing.
Kind of like our Rune Knight fighter, but rather than being limited to like 1 short rest, you just get to do it at will.
Mm-hmm. Now, how does that play with short rests and whatnot? Unknown, but I mean,
who knows?
It's going to be
depends on what they make the spell list look like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but from what we see, like that, still not there. So it might just be wrapped up in Warlock. It might not exist in the future. Who knows?
For sure. So, I want to talk about one thing because I'm really interested in this. I have been kind of hoping that we would get this before too long, and it looks like we're getting it because like there's basically like there's 3 upfront like tanky classes, right? 4, I guess, right? Your 4 upfront tanky classes, folks that can take a hit, have traditionally been barbarians, top of the list, followed very closely by paladin/fighter, and then now they've got in here under warriors, they've got monks. I am really intrigued if they decide to go with like a dex-based monk as a quote tank, because that would be really cool. The way that the monks have been for a long time, and the way that monks have been for a long time, and the way that they're definitely presented in 5th edition as it currently stands, they're kind of like this. They can take a hit, but like they can take 1 hit, and it's kind of like run up, do just an incredible amount of damage, and then like move somewhere else. Using either the mobile feat or whatever, because they can't take a lot of hits. Now, like they're really hard to touch. But if they get hit with something, they get hit hard. Would you agree, Zed?
Yeah. At the same time, Zed has a higher AC than my fighter barbarian in my Rime of the Frostmaiden campaign. So,
but I think your hit point potential is lower.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's like a 30-point difference, and Zed's up a level.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're harder to monks are harder to catch, but if you catch them,
yeah, you catch them and like push them down in the mud, and that's it.
Yeah, but at the same time, they've built in evasion, they've built in slow fall, deflect missile. Like there's extra tricks to reduce it.
I think it'd be really cool if, and obviously we don't have this yet, but I think it'd be really cool if there was some way that you could use your key to reduce your damage, similar to like how they do. Like Stone's Endurance and stuff like that. I think that would be kind of cool if it was like roll a die and then like add your proficiency bonus in your monk level, so your base would be like 3-ish, so you're blocking like 5, maybe 8, maybe 10, but then you're spending your key, so you're spending your damage potential to do that. Like that would be kind of cool, and then you're not using.
Kind of cool.
Yeah. So again, who knows? I think that there's a lot of really cool things. I'm interested to see them explore the space. The super tight thing, as Zed described it, is interesting. It's weird. But I think they're right. Like, I mean, there are definitely 4 groups of characters. And I think that, you know, if they start, like, if they're like, hey, you know what you should really have? One of these 4 things in your party. Like, you should have an expert, you should have a mage, you should have a priest, and you should have a warrior. And if you're missing one of those, like, you should probably have one. You know, I think that's fine. I mean, I'm interested to see how that goes, because like that's been like the traditional, right? That the original party composition is, you know, warrior, mage, priest, and thief. I'm gonna ask our historian, Mordock. Is that correct?
Yes.
Got it. All right. Cool. Excellent.
Oh, and that's all your video games. That's if you have a party of 4, that's what you get.
Yep.
You can play with each one with a different class. Oh, I want my fighter to be a ranger or a whatever. But that's your 4 classes because that's your utility. You have to have somebody that can heal. Coming from me, that's pretty weird. You need that, the artillery piece in the back that can also cast, that can cast the big damage spells. That can also cast all the utility spells to get you through something. In the old days, the knock spell was the most important spell you could have, so you could open the door that was locked that your and thief, now rogue, couldn't open, and you couldn't bash it down. So and you had to have that's just the 4 characters. I did read a little bit of the Bard one, and they're doing some major changes to the Bard, who's probably going to become the best healer ever, because one of the things, at some level, I think they have the ability to, or maybe they can use their bardic inspiration, that you fall down, you're 2 hit points, you get hit for 10, you fall down, they use a bardic inspiration or something, and give you a D8 for the hit points back. So you're down, you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down, you're up. So that's going to be ridiculous for the Bards. The Bards look like they're got a huge upgrade. I played a lot of Bards, so I don't have much to compare it to.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah, I'm definitely. I think that this is going to be a really interesting take on how to do. And I hope that they actually I hope that they make recommendations, like I said earlier, about you should have this as your group, because right now there isn't really a suggestion. They're just play whatever, and
well, but we've talked about it before. What would a party of 4 monks look like? I mean, that would be terrifying. And I've said this before, probably. I apologize, but one of the best one-shots I ever played was at Gen Con, 5 clerics and a paladin.
Yeah.
That was in Pathfinder, but we could do anything.
Yeah.
So, if you had 5 different clerics, you got it all.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely are.
5 magic users, magic types would probably not be very good, but you could. We've talked about having, what would a party look like if you had 4 or 5 monks?
I think it'd be cool if you had build your own circle, have 4 circle druids, and you have a circle of the moon, circle of land, circle of whatever. I think that'd be really cool, and you'd be all right, we need to sneak into this castle, and then everyone just looks at each other and just we're mice, and then everyone just turns into mice or spiders or whatever, and then just goes under the door. God, how brain racking for your GM.
How many owls could we summon? Or pixies?
Infinite.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine full druids casting summon creatures, and there'd be character to just quit.
I will say this. When it comes to I have a ruling. This is for Brad. This is for our druid. You are more than welcome when it comes to summoning woodland beings to summon pixies. However, 2 things. First, I control them, and secondly, pixies are mischievous. They will use polymorph. They will use polymorph on things, and I will roll randomly as to what they polymorph those things into.
I mean, I've never tried it because that cheese is not in my nature.
I let a druid do it one time, and I was like, all right, nope. It was nacho cheese. All right. So real quick, giant apes everywhere is what Arpula says. This is so for those of you who are not watching the chat. We have numbers. Okay, numbers very important, extraordinarily important. Here are the numbers of healing Mordock versus Patron. Okay, the number for those Patron, have you already seen the numbers or not?
I have not. I had
no, it's fine.
A disconnect problem.
That's perfect. I love it. Zed, did you see the numbers?
Oh yeah.
Okay, do not look at the numbers. Mordock. Is Mordock over or under Patron?
Oh, I'm going to say under.
Under? Okay, Patron. Is Patron over or under Mordock?
I feel like I started healing late, so I don't know. But I'm going to say I'm probably over, but that's a questionable thing.
All right, here's the answer. The answer is Mordock has healed 35 times. Patron, I feel like we should have a drum roll, has healed 21 times.
Yep, makes sense.
Now,
because I believe
however,
I didn't have a healing spell until like 3rd or 4th level.
However,
I'm
gonna let Zed take this one.
However, and this was a question that Mordock had off the live stream. Does this include the vampiric touch? The 35 does include the vampiric touch.
Well, that's what I'm healing myself.
But it is healing.
But it is healing. Without it, and you look at Mordock just kind of healing everyone else, 18 times. You actually have less than Patron. So
the answer to both...
That was correct.
The answer is physician, heal thyself.
Well, the answer to both questions is yes.
And if you do the math, Mordock heals himself 17 times. Heals everyone else 18 times.
Well, what about my heals? Were they split between me or other people?
I mean,
we're just assuming
not nearly at that ratio. that's almost 1 to 1.
So I'm pretty much being a real selfish rat, whatever.
That's funny.
Here's the real question though. How many hit points have been healed? This is another deep dive question. How many hit points have been healed to all party members and by whom?
Goodness. When this campaign's over, we need to build a wiki page and just have random
just have fandom.com.
Yep, just a wiki.
Yep.
Night Divine's like, oh god, I hate you, Patron.
Yeah.
You're welcome for the new task.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Hey, throw stats the first time. You don't have to repeat the stats.
Yeah, there you go. That's fantastic. So I guess before we jump into the actual show, which is why you're all here and you don't want to hear us talk about all of the Unearthed Arcana and all of that stuff, let's see. I got a couple of quick things that are going to be happening very soon for everyone to be on the lookout. The first is that we have good news and bad news and all that stuff. So the good news is, and it's bittersweet, is we are going to be, in 2 weeks, we will be wrapping up Rime of the Frost Maiden.
Thank goodness.
We are so close to the end of that campaign. I can taste it. It was the first campaign that I ran as Open Heart Games. I've loved it. I've hated it. I have loved every single moment that I've had with the characters, and there is so much frustration with me having to rewrite whole sections of Rime of the Frost Maiden to make it make sense, and then it's still not fully make sense. But I have had a wonderful time over the last 18, I think it's almost 20 months that we've been doing this campaign.
I'll tell you.
I will let you do that in just a moment. Yeah, for sure. Let me know how long it's been. It's bittersweet to see that campaign go away. And I am really excited because after this we're doing Spelljammer. Currently, I believe we are full. However, if we have players drop out, I will be sure to let people know. We've also started Call of the Netherdeep. I do have slots for that. If anyone's interested, I have one more opening for a slot if someone wants to play with us. And that is a private game that is not streamed. It is every other Sunday at 8 Eastern Time. That's been a lot of fun. It is set in Matt Mercer's world, the Critical Role world of Exandria. We actually have not gotten into the campaign proper. We're probably going to do that like this session to get into the campaign, because I actually did a little starter because I wanted to get them from 1 to 3 and not kill them, but I still almost did because I'm me, and that's how I do. Level 1, get ready. Kid gloves off. Time to throw poisonous snakes at people. They almost got killed by a swarm of poisonous snakes, session 1. The module's like, yeah, throw 2 at him, it'll be fine. I threw 1, dropped a player, almost killed him outright on the first attack of the first roll of the in the game. And then I was immediately like, the other one slithers back under the trees. Because I felt really bad. So, anyways. So yeah, we've got those 2 things going on right now. We like I said, we just started Call of the Netherdeep not too long ago. We're 2 sessions in, about to be 3 sessions in, and then soon we will be starting Spelljammer Session 0 for that. Will be in 4 weeks. So I believe, let's see here. Here will be on the 23rd. If you're interested, you can drop me a line at carrington@openheartgames.com. Like I said, I'll put together a wait list, but currently we are full. Also, we have very soon, we will be announcing our next live stream. That will be, I believe it is November 5th. I will confirm. And that will be from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. As I mentioned. Confirming that real quick. That's confirmed. It is Extra Life Game Day is November 5th from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Look for that very soon. We're halfway. Sorry. Our first event, we raised half of the money that we went to, as you can see right here, towards our Extra Life goal in the first event. At our second event, we would love to raise our entire amount, which is $4,062. From our generous patrons and our community. If you'd like to donate today, you can actually go right up here to extra-life.org, not .com, .org/team/open-heart-games, where you can donate. And you can actually, which is something we added in the last live stream, you can actually buy equipment for the participants. You can buy rerolls, you can buy wondrous items, you can buy all kinds of cool stuff that they will get to use in-game, or if there's someone that you really want to go, hey, you can make them draw from the deck of many things, and all the money goes to our local children's hospital. We do not touch a dime of it. It goes directly to them, which is Roanoke Curlian Children's here in Roanoke. So, the preamble. 35 minutes of us rambling about various topics and whatnot. Let's, 35 minutes in, introduce our colorful cast of characters. We are down a few players tonight, but we are going to still continue, although we may end a little bit early because I don't want to mercilessly kill the players or their characters. So, let's go ahead and start with Mordok.
Hi, I'm Dave. I'm playing Mordok, the obviously non-healing cleric. I'll heal myself.
He does. Physician heal thyself.
Yes.
You got that one in the bag. We learned.
Yeah, got it. So, well, I need to do it one more time. I've, healed. I have to heal myself once more, and then it'll be tied. But I do have. I'm going to display this in a VTT.
Oh.
Right, and because this is a spell I can now cast.
Oh, hang on a second. Let me drop us in there. Can you move? Yep, perfect. Look at that.
Yeah. So, if this isn't the most broken spell in the game, I'm not sure what is, because I can now have an army of 30 guys.
Let's see. On a creature you see within range, forcing it to carry out a service or refrain from some action. If creature understand you, must succeed. Okay.
So I don't understand how I can't have 30 charmed underlings that are there.
So you're gonna cast it once per day.
Yeah, if you cast it once per day, it doesn't cost anything to cast. It's just a minute. I could have 30 charmed whatevers doing my bidding. Am I reading this wrong, or is this like super broken?
I mean, do you want me to answer
I'm not
that?
gonna take it.
Do you want me to answer that question?
Sure.
I'm not gonna let you break it.
Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna prepare it.
Only if they suck at wisdom saves. See, like, this is my view on this particular card. This would be a spell that I would have a cleric cast on, like, on a BBEG, like a big bad evil guy, to, like, like he's been beaten. He says, "Now what will you do with me?" And then you cast this on him, which basically you instruct him to do something, and maybe it's something like go redeem yourself, and he has to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's easily broken.
Yeah, I think you could, like, with the right GM and in the right circumstances, you could definitely do that.
I mean, it's not a combat spell because the casting time's way too long.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take it because I have to take Summon Celestial because they can heal, which means that I won't heal. The Celestial will heal. So
there you go. When you cast a spell using a spell slot of this, you can cast a spell. So, by the way, I think I mentioned this before. So here's my goal. At the conclusion of this campaign, I believe everyone will be like 15th level. I am going to attempt to find... I'm going to attempt to find a module that takes everyone to 20. Because I want to see what I have never done I've never GM'd a campaign all the way to 20. I'm sure we can find something that... And it might be one of those, like, it's 5 sessions long, and we just go, like, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. But I think that would be really cool to do. That's my goal. I will be honest, and this is something for our community. If you see something, if you see a module that's like, this looks sweet and looks like something that would be really cool to go from that, to close that gap from 15 to 20, feel free to shoot it our way, and I'll look into it. I've been looking at a couple of things on the GM skill, but it's definitely something that on my radar and as a goal of mine is I would love to see this particular group of heroes go all the way to level 20. So that's where we're at.
that's if we don't get eaten by Tiamat.
That is entirely true. All right, so we'll drop that there. So I guess let's do. So that was just Mordok, right? That was just our tangential thing. Patron, sorry about that. It is now to you.
Hello, everyone. Brad, also known as Hiyohari in chat, and I'm playing Patron Purple Heart, our lovable healer that has a higher ratio.
All right, and Zed.
Hey everyone, BGX Mage here in chat and on Twitter, and I play Zed. I'm a monk. I like dragons, and I want to be one when I grow up.
Very nice. All right.
Don't forget our last party member of Carrington.
Yes, and I play as Valdis, the lovable purebred dragon. It is a black dragon that spits acid and mostly acts like a giant house cat. And also, we haven't had a dragon fact in a while, but I am sure that we will have an opportunity sometime in the near future to drop a dragon fact when the time is right. Which I will,
Yeah.
I will leave that discussion or that to Zed.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
All right, and yes, thank you, Night Divinity, for producing some stats for us and updating our wiki page. All right. So as you have returned, let me. I don't think that there's much, but I think there's just like a touch of things to do for the for this. All right. So you have taken Verum. He was unconscious. You brought him back to life. He kind of like, he says he doesn't have the white dragon mask. He says he saw that you ask him, where's the white dragon mask? He begrudgingly admits that he saw it and that it has already been reclaimed by the cult and has returned to the Well of the Dragons. So I guess I'll do, since I've already done half of it, I'll do the last time the party fought against the remainder of the Yuan-Ti in the temple, in the tomb of Diderius. And upon their completion of that task, they were able to capture their target, their quarry, which it was, or quarry, there you are, which was Verum, the White, who is a high-level member in the Cult of the Dragon, known as Verum the White because of his affinity towards white dragons, and also not an ally, an adversary of Talus the White, who they met earlier in the campaign. So, also, the White Dragon Mask has been reclaimed by the by the cult and is at the Well of Dragons. You turn in Verum, and as you arrive back in the city of Waterdeep, I'll go ahead and go to this, to the big world map. Here's the Sword Coast. All right. And I feel like since we're kind of backtracking, should I make another line?
I can't imagine that we took the same line back.
All right. I'm just gonna draw a line. I'm gonna do a polygon line, and we'll make it, I guess, orange because this is the same quest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll just say that we took the shortcut and brought it back. There you go. Back to Daggerford and then to Waterdeep. All right. So now you have returned to the city of Waterdeep, where the council, one of the members of the hello there. We have a new person watching our stream. All right. So as you have returned to this, you see that there we are. You recall that there's kind of an unearthly stillness here because of the call of the Drakhorn, which you notice that Valda seems to be like listening around and hearing, and even Zed can hear a slight like voice on the wind, which we'll see if we can get this to play the. It almost seems like there's a voice that is calling on the wind, that is begging for you to join it somewhere else. No one else can really hear it. It just feels like this kind of like goosebump feeling. But Zed and Vulvus can definitely hear it.
You hear that?
Valdis just looks up at the group.
Well, hear what?
Or what?
I don't know. I hear this voice. Out of character. I have no idea. If you played a sound, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, it's basically just like a whole bunch of whispers, and then a very, very faint whisper at the end that says, "Come to me."
Oh. That's weird. Because when I was in my trance, I heard kind of the same thing. Yeah. She said, I keep hearing a voice, lots of chatter, very distracting. And then there was, I saw this person. I think it was a person. They didn't look good. They did not look well. So I tried to run and try to save them. And as I was running, all of a sudden, every time I was running, it didn't feel like I was getting there. But eventually, out of nowhere, I ended up in a bush. And I get out of the bush, and there was this adventure party. Kind of like us, but not quite us. There was a druid. I made quick friends with them because Patron's nice, and I just assumed all druids were nice. And then there was a rogue, looked very shady, tried to kill me, had an arrow pointed at my face, didn't like it. And then there was this little dwarf thing, and they were on a mission to save a person, and I was like, you know what, I have no idea where I'm at, so why don't I join you? And so we got led into a tunnel, and it smelled horrible. It was the worst thing I ever smelled. And it was full of this weird garbage goop thing. I felt bad for the party because I'm only like 2 feet tall, and I could just walk through the tunnel, but they had to crawl through that goop and garbage. We emerged in the city, but there were these things called zombies. Don't know what they are. They look terrifying. But we saw at the end of the road, there was a building with a light on, and so we ran. But I run much faster than the rest of them. So I had to help them. I had to fight zombies. We got to the place. We saved the person. And then we went to this thing called a catacomb, where there were some really other gnarly things to fight. Things I've never seen before. I'm pretty sure this is just a dream. Because I took a second step, and then I was back in like this astral plane, saw the lady or the thing, I'm not sure. But yeah, I keep hearing a whisper of like, come to me, and I'm not really sure what we need to do. But yeah. It was wild.
Where's it telling you to go?
I don't know.
Have you been eating Baylor's mushrooms?
Also,
Hey!
valid question.
We made it. Let's see here. We made it 50 minutes in without making a mushroom reference to Baylor's mushrooms.
I don't think so. Because those mushrooms did a number on him. Yeah, I snapped into that trance, and I saw this. I don't know if it was a human or something else. I mean, I'm so small. Everyone, even like you, Patron, you're slightly larger than me, or like significantly larger than me. So like they're all like the same kind of size. And then yeah, they're just not well. And I just kind of, it was cold. It looked cold. Maybe we need to go to like somewhere cold.
So as you are standing there, I'm guessing outside the castle chambers, there is well, go ahead.
I'm gonna take a quick second to go out of character.
Sure.
While I was on my 3-week vacation, and that's why Zed was in a trance, I had the opportunity to play as Zed in my brother's campaign, and that is how we rolled in. That's how we rolled him in. He was in a bush. He almost got shot, but I almost got shot by my brother's wife. They needed to rescue someone from, yes, a town of zombies, and there were some vampiric things in the catacombs that were very difficult to kill, but we managed to do it, and it was a lot of fun. But we had to do some on his end in the campaign. Zed disappeared in a glittery glow, so my sister and like his wife, they all think that, was Zed even real? But yeah, so, and it gave me a good story to come back and tell you all. So, yeah, that's what happened.
Excellent.
Anyways, so we're outside the castle.
Yes, you're outside the council chambers.
Sorry, that's what it was.
When a functionary approaches you, gives you a deep bow, and says, with great respect, the noble Lady Silmerheave wishes your presence at her villa.
Can you take us there?
It would be my honor. Please.
All right.
All right. Upon arriving at this very nice villa, not too far from the council's chambers, this is clearly like this is the noble version of a working office, but with plenty of room for guests and so on and so forth. This family is very affluent to have a villa so close to the council, and they most likely have their actual compound elsewhere. But this is where they would, conduct their business. She says, please, welcome, my friends. I'm not sure if you recall, we spoke earlier, after your last meeting with the council. You have undertaken a very careful quest at the council's behest from your friend Leosin. But now that you have returned, I'm afraid that in your absence, the call of the Drakhorn has grown stronger. This is the woman who you spoke to outside of the council chambers, and she is now sent for you. She's
Call of the what?
the Drakhorn. It is a disturbance that has been sensed across the Sword Coast. An ancient device whose sounding alerts dragons across Faerun that great events are unfolding. It is impossible to say what the sounding means, but the dragons can hear it clearly and will eventually answer its call.
So out of character, this is like a loudspeaker, but only to dragons.
Yeah, it's like a dragon whistle.
Now, the real question is, does it say whatever you want to say?
A dog whistle, but for dragons. That's what Night Divinity said. Yep. So right now it is calling. It is. She says, "Well, please. Where are my manners? Have a seat. I'll have someone bring some tea. and she picks up a small silver bell and rings the bell, and you see a butler walk in, and just does a quick head count and heads back to the kitchen.
So this horn is heard by all dragons or just metallic dragons?
It is heard by all dragons.
So they're summoning the good dragons as well.
At least alerting them. At least that is what we believe.
Where is this horn located?
The Sea of Moving Ice, far to the north, is the last known location of the Drakhorn. No one has been able to pinpoint its exact location, or even verify with certainty that the relic is still in the Northern Sea. But unfortunately, without any other solid leads to go on, the search must begin there. There is one person who might be able to tell us more. A tiefling sorcerer named Makath the Crimson. No one alive knows more about the Drakhorn than she. But the Arcane Brotherhood, of which she is also a member, for good or ill, hasn't seen her for 3 years. She was investigating the Sea of Moving Ice when she disappeared.
Could you describe a tiefling to me?
Crimson-skinned, horns, likely wrapped in
No.
furs.
We had a tiefling with us. What was his name? I forget.
What was his name?
I
Guy-
feel like he got eaten by a roper.
Guy
He's
dies
a
and
rover.
no one cares.
I didn't say I didn't care. I just
It
don't
was
remember.
Korash.
Right, Korash.
I remember-
We had a
Right.
tiefling.
I didn't know that I didn't know Korash was called a tiefling. But anyways, that's the human. That's the thing I saw. That's wrapped in furs, had a horn. Yeah, not doing well. Not doing well.
Not
Cold, frozen. Maybe.
How could you know that? Makath reported her progress to the host tower by way of sending spells. Her last report was seeing ice hunters paddling their sealskin boats towards an enormous iceberg, flattened like a plateau across its surface but ringed with icy peaks. She had intended to follow these ice hunters to investigate the iceberg. After that, no more reports came. All attempts to find Makath using scrying or other magical means located only her ship, adrift but heavily damaged, as if something had taken a chunk out of it. Some of the ship's crew were seen dead, and frozen alive. Well, or frozen, rather. But no sign of the tiefling sorcerer was ever found. However, it is possible that the lair of a dragon as powerful as Ariothor is no doubt protected against such scrying magic. If Makath is alive, in addition to the lore she can share regarding the Drakhorn, the Arcane Brotherhood would likely be grateful to get her back.
And who is this Ariothor you spoke of? A dragon?
A powerful dragon to the north. Known as, well, for those who travel far to the north, known as Old White Death. It is
So of course you want us
Old White Death.
to go. Yeah, so you want us to go to the north and retrieve this tiefling.
the knowledge that she has could be invaluable in the coming fight. And frankly, in convincing frankly, in convincing the council to act earlier, as well as the Drakhorn, if it is being used to alert or summon other dragons, it would be nice to know all of its properties.
Well, if you can get us within 1,000 feet of something, I could probably find it.
Well, fortunately for you, I happen to have an old friend of the family who happens to be a brave explorer, much like you, who he's also been a merchant and a friend throughout the years. He has such a ship and is moored right here in Waterdeep, ready for you to leave.
Well, I'd look around to everyone. Is the tea back yet, by the way?
Yes, the tea. Thanks. Very good memory. With that, the tea arrives, and she says, "But of course, please stay for tea and a biscuit. We at least have time for that."
I'm gonna sniff the tea, realize there's no alcohol in it, and uncork my drinking horn and pour some of the good in it,
Okay.
and then take a sip.
It's delicious. Earl Grey and whiskey.
Never before have I experienced such joy.
Yep. Tea.
Uh,
Earl Grey. 40%. No? Alright, it's fine. Star Trek, whatever. Yeah, 80 proof.
Star Trek, Star Wars, whatever.
Oh, you wondered how I saw that. Turns out, I kind of snapped into this weird trance, and, that was like the one main thing I saw. I tried to run and save her, but I got distracted and sidetracked. It didn't work. But, yeah.
Well, it sounds like it's the only lead we have, and we have a beacon calling what seems like our companion members there.
Yeah,
so.
it's really annoying.
What is?
The voices.
Yep.
It's not like overbearing, but like white noise, but annoying white noise.
White noise, but like annoying.
Yeah.
Like a strawberry, but with like fruit, with like low battery. Sorry, what? If you've not looked up any LaCroix memes lately, do yourself a favor. So
it is the LaCroix of sound.
white noise.
Yep.
Whenever someone says white noise anymore,
what Zed's hearing is like the LaCroix of sound.
Yep. So what I'm hearing right now is just the I can make white noise for you, Buzz. I watched Lightyear.
Yeah,
All right.
that's pretty much what it is.
All right, so we moved.
Lightyear was so good.
Good here. Moved back to Waterdeep. This one we're gonna use. We're not teleporting. We're going by ship. I don't know. Go ahead.
I need to go shopping first
Okay, go for it.
because I need diamonds.
I agree with you. Get some diamonds.
Yeah. So I break into the party loot. We have 4 rubies. I need 500 and 300, 500, right?
Sure.
Well, I need to see.
So
what
you're
the
going to the gem trader?
Yeah, I need to see what this raised dead takes. Okay, 500. So I need a couple of 500s and some 300s.
Okay.
Diamonds.
So you walk up with the stuff in hand. They are gonna, of course, they're not gonna just change it out for free.
Of course not.
Sure. They'll take.
So we got these 4 rubies that are worth 1,000 each.
Yep. Is it
Okay.
1,000 each?
No, the Resurrection's 500 gold piece diamond and Revivify's 300 gold piece diamond. But in Party Loot, we have 4 rubies that are worth 1,000 each. What can I get for? Right. So what can I get for those?
So we're gonna roleplay this because it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm literally just.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna have.
And we have Spattergoose hat.
What can we get for that?
I mean, that's got to be
These are the questions that matter.
That's priceless.
All right. So
that's another word for worthless.
Yes.
All right. So you
Okay.
come across a gem merchant who will be a gnome who has a little a loo, and he is looking at at some gems. He puts it up and says, welcome, my friends, I'm just gonna make up I'm gonna get a gnome name. Here we go. Random generator. Okay. Gnome name generator. Go.
Gnome Travolta.
No. All right, go. Here we are. Oh my gosh. Yeah, alright, I'm just going to use Arpulus's. Alright, welcome to Gimbal Frizz's Gem Emporium and Warehouse. I am Jocko Gimbal Frizz, and I will be the person taking care of your gem needs today. Tell me, what have you brought old Jocko today?
Jocko, we're interested in some diamonds.
You're interested in some diamonds. Yes, I have plenty of diamonds. What are you looking to trade, sell, buy?
Trade would be fine.
Well, yes. You're looking to trade, barter, perhaps?
Perhaps.
Well, these fine diamonds here, and he lays out a small assortment of them. He says, I would do for you the standard transaction fee of, I would give you 75% of the value.
Excuse me, I gotta sneeze, so I'm gonna turn the mic off. It's that time of year, the ragweeds. So, yeah, and the furnace is kicking up dust, and yeah, so it sucks. So out of our bag of holding, I'll start rummaging around, and I'll pull Spattergoose hat out a little bit, and just to show it off. And there's some pearls that we have, and I'm digging around and showing a bunch of stuff. A scroll that we actually should go get identified while we're here. And I pull out those 2,000 gold piece rubies. I said, so these are just the wrong color. I just don't like red. And we're really looking for something that's clear and not red.
Not red, you say? He picks up one of the rubies. With a quick sweep of his hand, he just kind of like brushes them over all of the rubies, and suddenly he has all. How many did you give him?
2.
You gave him 2. He has them between his fingers, and he just knocks down the little thing, and just looks at them. A few flaws here and there. Something, he tips up the loop and says, something that an amateur gemsmith would have probably missed. An amateur jeweler, of course. Yes. Fortunately, I have been on the job for 250 years. And,
Well, then we obviously came to the right place.
well, of course, but you are going to have to pay for the experience. It's not for free. Yes, my usual exchange rate, I take 25% just due to the risk. So I'll be happy to give you, let's see here, carry the 1,400 gold worth of diamonds for these.
Oh, no. That's not enough.
I suppose I could throw in some pocket lint.
Wait a minute, I think we have some pocket lint in here, so no, we don't really need any more pocket lint. But thank you for the offer.
Of course.
I'm thinking more like 1,600 would probably be better.
1,600? Yes, 1,600 and throw in your firstborn.
Deal.
Don't touch me.
Deal?
You can have my firstborn.
He just looks at you incredulously. 1,600. 1,600.
Then I'll pull out and remind me how this. Did we not get some basically a letter of marque from the
Yeah, you
Council
did.
of Waterdeep? Then I'll pull out the letter of marque from the Council of Waterdeep, and I say, this is kind of council business, so I'm thinking 1,600 is a pretty fair deal, and I'll make sure to mention you to the. What was her name? I'm terrible with names. I'm not writing stuff down, so shame on me.
No.
Lady, whatever her name was.
Lady Silmerheath?
Yes, Lady Silmerheath.
Silmer Helve, I guess is her actual
It's-
name.
Silmer Helve. Okay.
Yes, Lady Silmer Helve.
It's Lady Silverweave, according to Zeb.
Yes.
According to Patron doesn't even hardly pay attention. It's like that.
The tea
The
lady?
lady of that one person, yeah.
280.
Yeah.
They were
Official
human.
council business. I will give you a special deal. 1,500 gold.
Okay, I'll pull out the string of pearls that we have.
Special deal. That's back to 25%.
Yeah. Yeah, I got him up to 25%.
Yep.
Actually, no, we'll keep the pearls. What else we got? I got cloudy emeralds.
It is on a string.
Yeah. The string of.
So right now he said he's at 1,500 for you.
Yeah.
And you're wanting to get $2,000 worth of diamonds.
Yeah. Oh, I really only need two 500s and two 300s.
Tell you what.
Oh, I need
So right
16.
now we're at 25%, which is what he was at before.
Oh no,
He's-
he lowballed us to begin with, so now we're at what he says he gives.
he
So I need
says
an extra 100.
15.
I just-
He says throw in the string of pearls, and you've got yourself a deal.
Okay.
So all right, sorry.
The
So what he
300
wants.
gold string of pearls we have.
So he wants
Yeah.
the string of pearls, which will
Two
put him
rubies.
up to. He wants the string of pearls for sure, and he will do 1,750.
Okay. So we get so we're down 2 rubies.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Can I not edit this? There we go. Flag. 2 rubies. String of pearls gone.
Mm-hmm.
Save changes.
Alrighty.
And then I can add those diamonds to my stuff somehow, I'm sure. I'll do that in a second. And we still have a unidentified scroll that we need to get identified. That'd be nice.
We have 2 identified scrolls and 1
Right.
unidentified scroll, correct?
Yes. And one's a call lightning, which should just be yours. 'Cause that's your stuff.
Still would have done the firstborn since it says Dark Gods at 007. Seems like a good deal.
No, probably not. So, how do I add things to my inventory? Oh, just like that. Okay, that's easy.
Now, while we're shopping,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see if anyone's selling magic items in this town. I mean, this is a large town.
Yeah. What are you looking for?
I mean, I got some wish lists.
You do have your wish lists. So I will say this. As a game master, I highly recommend that you make a wish. You let your characters make a wish list. That way, if you ever need to go like, oh man, I need to give my party something, you have the option to do so. Now, this is my opinion. So for example, if like let's say that they get an item and it doesn't make sense. So for example, like let's say they get this particular group would be perfect for it. Let's say that they got a staff of power. Amazing, incredible, useless, because no one is playing a wizard right now. So what do they? Instead, you could replace that with something from your player's wish list, which I encourage you to do. Like, if you have a balanced party all the time, then like no matter what is in there, they're gonna find some kind of use for it. Like someone is gonna be able to take whatever the item is. But maybe sometimes you want to have more items to give out because more items gives the players more creativity and so on and so forth. And sometimes like an item's just not great. So yeah, I mean I don't usually do a choice. I usually do. Someone's asking a question in chat. I usually will let them do a wish list, and then if I need to add more loot to a dungeon at the end, for example, a dragon horde or whatever, or if there's a piece of loot that I just don't feel like is powerful enough, interesting enough, or so on and so forth, I like to be able to very easily just go like, ah, yes, this person wants something, pull it, drop it, and then you can just have it there for the party to use. It makes it more fun for everyone because then they actually get the things that they want to. They get the things that they wanted on their wish list. I do this for all of my campaigns. So, and I don't, within reason, of course, right? I have had players straight up be like, "Staff of Power, level 5, Staff of Power," and I'm like, that is a great thing for you not to have right now. So.
But yeah, so let's see what we can find. Hey, you might even just throw in some random stuff and see if we want it.
Might even throw in some random stuff. I will have you roll an investigation check.
Me?
Yep.
Oh wow. I don't owe anyone anything, but I definitely have a flat 0. Woof.
You don't find anything. Hey, that was
Passion
easy.
gets lost in town.
All right, so Mordok discovers that there are some people who might be able to find you some. They might be able to find some items, but it's going to take them some time because they're not exactly on the level.
What does not exactly on the level mean?
Smuggle.
Meh, I have no qualms where it comes from. So I'm down to check out what he's found.
They're gonna have to like bring it in, whatever the items are. Which means you won't have time to do it, but when you return, perhaps you'll have time. Look and do a thing. Which, by the way, I've given away. Baylor has gotten. So Baylor has gotten his item, which means he needs to put something else in. Mordok has some things. Patron has some things. Zed needs to put in a wish list item sometime soon.
Listen, Zed's a simpleton. He's a monk. He doesn't really know what he needs.
You could just write down shiny stick, and that'd be that.
At this point, don't you have 2 Dragon Cult daggers?
I have 1.
I thought we found 2 at this point.
We did. You have the other one.
Oh yeah. I don't think I ever added that into my loot.
Yeah, and I'm assuming the council is providing us with all the clothing we need for this winter expedition.
Oh, I got Fire Shield. I'm fine.
I have a ring of warmth.
That protects from cold, right?
I don't know. I'm taking water walking if we're going to be on a boat.
I have a ring of warmth.
That could
I
be
know.
helpful.
We gave that to you, I think it was at the beginning of this campaign.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think someone...
What was the
ahead,
dragon? What was the dagger called that I should have?
A dragon tooth dagger? Yeah, dragon tooth dagger sounds correct. So you said we wanted some rings, right? I'm gonna look up some stuff. D&D Beyond. You might be able to buy them. They will be expensive. Do you have... How much gold do you have total?
Individually or in our party loot in total?
Party loot in total is 950 gold and 100 platinum. Also a bunch of gems.
Yeah, also just a ton of gems worth a ton of money that we've never done anything with. Was the platinum conversion to gold?
It's either 5 or 10.
There is a ring of water walking. If you want to buy it.
Ring of water walking.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yep.
I think Patron's good. Oh, ring of water walking. Anyone else want a ring?
What's the cost?
Did I give you the cost?
I don't think so.
Don't think so.
It is going to be, you know, I think this is fair. How about 2,000 gold?
No, not for that. I have a spell that lets me water walk. And up to 10 of my best friends.
I mean, I can just turn into a seal.
Yeah, there is that.
And I can fly on Baldus.
And I could
Did
fly.
did
and,
you say you wanted to
know,
see how much a ring of flying would be?
No.
No, I mean, if they got any staffs of defense, though, I might be interested.
Or a ring of protection or a cloak of protection would always be wonderful. Anything to raise my AC. So
Or
many of my spells are concentration.
Yeah, or staff of the woodlands. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
A rare staff.
Yeah,
A rare staff, huh?
I think staff of the woodlands and staff of defense, either one which are on my list, are both rare.
Yeah, they are.
I think woodlands is probably really what I'm looking for, but either one, just looking. Window shopping, if you were.
A rare staff is worth 5,000 gold, which is a staff of defense.
Defense.
Is a staff a one-handed thing, right?
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, if I use a staff of defense, my cloak of protection, does it affect still work? They both give +1 to AC.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah. Anyone have any problem with me using any of the party loot and maybe hawking this dragon dagger?
No, go for it.
Yeah. Are we still possibly dealing with unscrupulous characters? Or are we dealing with an actual person here?
So what are you looking to do here? Hawking.
Well, for one, I got this sweet dagger that I could possibly use as a part of a barter for this staff. Both are magical.
Yeah, they are both magical. 2 dragon tooth daggers.
Well, yeah, but only one is technically mine. We handed the other one to Zed.
For the 2, I would do 500 each for those value.
And then party loot and my loot. So I have 500 gold, it looks like. And party loot, we have how much?
Just from what I'm looking at, you've got the 950 gold pieces, the 100 platinum pieces, 2, which is worth, so that's 3,000 right there. So you got $4,000. If you did one of the rubies, you'd be at 5 right there. But that would pretty much wipe out a lot of the party loot.
Yeah. I would only do that if everyone's okay with it. If everyone's not okay with it, then I'm not okay with doing it. 'Tis not all my money.
Zed has no concept of money, so you're good. From his perspective.
Okay, we'll get more.
All right. Then, so what, one dagger and how much of our gold and platinum? How much is platinum worth? What's the conversion rate? Anybody who knows the gold system better than I do, because money is a concept in the game.
What do you mean to platinum?
Yeah, what is platinum to
Platinum
gold?
is worth 10, so that's 1,000. Yeah, 1 platinum is 10 gold. Yep. So I'll give you a discount. So the 950 gold pieces. 950 gold pieces. The 1,000 worth of platinum, the 2 cloudy emeralds, and 1 of the rubies. Yeah.
Yeah, down.
Okay. All right, you have 1 staff of defense.
Okay. That wasn't including the dragon tooth dagger, right?
Yeah, both of them. He valued them as 500 gold pieces each.
Well, Zed, would you be okay with giving up yours? That's your choice. Otherwise, I got 500 gold pieces in my pocket.
Yeah, you can have it. I'm sure we might find more.
Okay.
Oh, that thing's dope.
The staff of defense. All right, what's staff of defense do? And then we'll jump into the next area.
It
buddy.
automatically gives you +1 to your armor class.
Yep.
And then it has 10 charges.
You can cast mage armor.
Mage armor for 1 charge, shield for 2 charges. You get a d6 +4 every day.
Yep.
Wow, your armor class is gonna be huge.
when he uses it. So
Yeah.
it seems pretty good.
Okay. So, is it time to take off the Great White North?
Maybe.
I think it is.
Duct tape of healing.
They make that?
It's what Night Divinity said.
Can clerics use stabs?
Hopefully.
Probably.
I mean, would you rather use the staff of defense, quite frankly?
That's fine. Go ahead.
It says you can use a shield and a staff of defense.
Excellent. I mean, I thought I could, but I wasn't 100%.
You
but,
do have to.
I'm just
attune to
saying.
it.
It's
I'm just
simple
saying because
weapon. It doesn't work when you're in wild shape.
no, it does not work while I'm in wild shape, but it does work while I'm in starry form. Because technically, I don't change from being a humanoid in starry form.
Well, if you change to something that has hands, you could still cast it, or wear it.
Well, all of my gear merges with me. That's part of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's what we like to call a caveat.
It's a feature, not a bug. All right. Anyways, so now we have we've completed our transactions. We have sold a bunch of stuff. I am going to go into the party loot and delete a bunch of things because we have that. Arrow of Truth.
Oh, and we need to get that scroll identified.
You know what? I'll throw in that one for free. I don't even know what it does. Something. It's probably good.
Didn't you put it in the party loot as a scroll of levitation?
No, we have one from a long time ago that was unidentified. We have no idea what it is
Oh, okay.
because
All right.
we don't have a.
So we
mage.
have one ruby that's worth 1,000 gold. And removing all of these gold pieces and all of these emeralds and stuff. All right, so there we are. So we've got that, and then an unidentified scroll. We don't know what it does. All right. Cool. It is Magic Circle.
God, what does that do?
Looking. It's.
If you want, I will. No arrow of truth. So I will roll one more time if you don't like it.
No, it's not bad.
Okay.
It's very situational, but it could come in handy. It's on my spell list.
Magic Circle.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I'm gonna use that against those demons.
All right, one scroll, Magic Circle. All right, I've updated the thing. I've deleted all the stuff. So now they have a.
Now we're poor. Yeah, we're still alright. Because we have Spattergoose hat.
Oh, thank goodness.
And one head of occultist. God, how is
Yes.
that thing not rotted yet?
There's no air.
It's in our bag of holding, so. Okay, so it's 9:30. Let's get on with it. Well, I've done some boring shopping, and
The bag of holding is essentially like stasis.
yes.
All right, so let's go
So
ahead.
we go find our ship. Let's go find our ship.
Absolutely, you head to your ship. I love the name of this ship. It's one of my favorites. So you make your way to enough shopping onto the bashing of heads and snacktics. Says Night Divinity. Yeah, I couldn't find anything on the Arrow of Truth. Sounds cool though. And yeah, you hit them and they have to tell the truth before they die. Or they die. That sounds fun.
Oh.
Anyways.
Or it points to the person not telling the truth.
There was an RPG called Scion where you got to play as the son or daughter of a god. Short tangent, and then we'll get back to it. And there was a pre-generated character who was a scion of Aphrodite, and he had two. It was present day, so he had two guns. One was love, and one was hate. And he could shoot someone with it, not do any damage to them, but cause them to either fall in love with or immediately hate the person that you chose for them. And so like you could make them like fight their enemies or like fall in love with you. Like it was kind of a cool thing. There was also a Scion of Thor that had a giant just hand cannon that like had a piece of Mjolnir in it. It was kind of cool. So there's also, I think, there was a Scion of Baron Semdi. Like they did a whole bunch of different things. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, check out Scion. It's a White Wolf Publishing. I think it's in its second edition now. I think they're using Powered by the Apocalypse ? Don't quote me. Something. Anyways, check it out. It's cool. It was a really neat system. It's like it was originally going to be post-apocalyptic. It's not anymore. It's kind of like getting closer to the apocalypse kind of thing. And there was a really cool module that you got to run through called Ragnarok that had a really neat storyline. Anyway, onto the Frost Skimmer. That's right. That's the name of this thing. Frost Skimmer. Check out this. It's mostly consonants. You know, your stereotypical consonant key smash. There it is. Frost Skimmer. So you have been outfitted with some cold weather gear, including snowshoes, some crampons, and also you have passage has been arranged on a ship specially built. What's up?
I don't know, so I have to ask. Crampons. Are those like Krampus coupons? Like, what are we talking here? Do you just, like, enter the sack yourself?
Yeah, they're Krampus coupons that allow you to take gifts from his bag. No. Those are the things that you strap to the bottom of your feet and have, like, spikes on the bottom. You see, like, mountain climbers and whatnot wear them when they're, like, climbing ice things.
They're like snow tires, but for your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. Night Divinity's got a great description. They're like super cleats.
That works too.
Yep, that's a good one. Yeah. Man, let me tell you what. There's no great feeling like someone running over your foot with cleats.
Amen.
All right.
I would argue getting kicked with cleats is worse.
Yeah, stepped on, kicked, both.
Slid into.
What was that?
Slid into.
Oh, slid into with cleats. Yeah, everyone's got a cleat story. Stepping on metal D4s.
About the same.
Mm-hmm.
Stepping on Legos about the same.
Mm-hmm. D4s are the only die that actually do their damage. There we go. There it is. There's the laughs.
You've obviously never stepped on multiple d20s. If you go, because they act like marbles.
Sure, yeah. Night Divinity says that they have. Yikes. All right. Anyways, you've been outfitted with your standard cold weather gear: snowshoes, crampons, super cleats. However, passage to the north has been arranged on a ship specially built for plying the frigid waters of the Sea of Moving Ice. The Frostskimmer is captained by a human who is known as Larushta Half-Face. He keeps the right half of his face covered, as it is nothing more than a horrid scarred ruin, having suffered severe frostbite years back after being lost on the Sea of Moving Ice. Your captain appears to be a brave explorer, a skilled sailor, and he welcomes you aboard his ship. Welcome to the Frostskimmer. I'll be your captain. Please, my goal is to bring everyone back safe. In order to do that, I'll need you to follow my commands as I give them, and to not cause a stir. Your passage has been guaranteed here and paid for, and is appreciated. But you've not seen waters like this, even those who have sailed. If you haven't sailed into the Sea of Moving Ice, it's like a churning, swirling, deadly bowl of razor blades. It'll cut a normal ship in half if you're not careful. So, are you ready to embark?
Hi, Captain.
The captain's name is Larushta Half-Face. I'll drop it in the chat so you can see it.
The Rooster Half-Face.
The Roostered Half-Face. Yep, I guess so. Boom.
This is just what Zed hears.
Mm-hmm. The rooster had a face? Great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Why do I name people? I'm going to start taking Dark Gods 007's names and just using those instead. Yeah, anyways, so the rooster have face.
Tell me you've watched The Terror without telling me you've watched The Terror. My
There you
name's
go.
Rooster Half-Face.
He says, well, it's time to embark. Come on. Welcome, I'll introduce you to the crew. Crew! Captain! You all hear them say. Captain on deck! These are our passengers. Also, depending upon how deadly the seas are, perhaps our saviors. Perhaps our salvation. I will ask if you can. Please pull your own weight. There are no half measures on the Sea of Moving Ice. There's only right decisions and death. All right, let's embark. What color do we want to do for the Frostskimmer? This kind of like green color here.
Sounds good to me.
Just like that. Hey, you can't even see that. You don't even know what that is. All right, what about like? I wanted to do this thing, but we used it for teleportation, so that was on me.
I mean, you can change the color of the teleportation.
You're probably right. That probably makes sense. I can. All right, teleportation is now purple. Bam. All right, now we're gonna.
That was the cloud. That was the castle.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Teleportation's blue. The
blue.
castle's now purple. All right. That's fine. If you're fine with it, I'm fine with it. All right, moving on. All right, so now we're going to go back to drawing stuff. All right, So the frost skimmer is going to start off here from Waterdeep. It's going to sail safely, no worries at all. It takes off, and it just kind of hugs the coast here, and goes past Neverwinter, past Luxon, before turning and venturing to the north. And that's when things begin to get very cold. So the Frost Skimmer itself is a very light, long ship with a shallow draft driven by a single sail and oars when it is necessary. It is about 60 feet long, yet it's made out of like a very like a light wood, almost like a balsa wood, where it is light enough that if needed, the entire ship can be emptied, picked up, moved across an ice flow, and then dropped back down. So it's pretty cool. Like I said, it takes you some time. The journey up the Sword Coast it takes you several days. Favorable winds. It reaches this cold, and as you go further and further up the Sword Coast, you notice that like the first several days you do not need the first day or so you do not need any clothing or anything, like any extra clothing. It's just, you know, the bright sun on you and on your face. But as you get past up to Neverwinter, you can feel that it's getting much colder, except for Zed, because he's got the ring of warmth. Everyone feels everyone can definitely begin to feel how it is cold, and once you've passed Luskan, you are all like, the rime begins to form in the mornings as there's a breeze, as it's not even a breeze anymore, as the frozen winds sweep over, the rime forms on the deck and on the ropes, and the sailors get up as early as they can in order to knock ice off of the sails and off of the ship to keep it from becoming more dangerous than it already is. So, this will be fun. We'll get rid of this and this. And I actually have some great sound right here. The Sea of Moving Ice. All right. So, as you're all, what are all of you doing over these several days as it begins to get colder and colder as you begin to actually enter the Sea of Moving Ice? We can start at the bottom this time with Zed. What are Zed and Valdis doing?
Well, you know, we're going around asking crewmates if they like dragons and sharing dragon facts and getting in the way and getting yelled at. And Valdis is getting cold and it's kind of scaring Zed. Not sure how to handle that because he's got this ring on. That's what's keeping him warm. And yeah. Other than that, you know, when someone yells at him, he obliges and does whatever it is. But mostly going around and getting to know the people on the ship and find their love of dragons.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. In fact, he found this one particular one. He goes up to him and is like, "Hey, you like dragons?"
Ah, only in books.
Only in books. Well, I have a book full of dragon facts. You want to hear one?
Sure. And you notice that he is taking a broken oar and like knocking the ice off of the side of the deck.
Good. That's good. Good. Good.
Zed proceeds to go into his backpack and pulls up his book, and he sits down, crisscross applesauce, flips it open, and chat. Give me a number between 1 and 100.
All right, chat. We need a number between 1 and 100.
Is the first one I saw.
48 it is.
If someone else throws a number in, that might be the backup in case I've done this one before. Don't think I've done this one before.
48 it is.
Yeah.
So, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Fact number 48. Originally, dragons were more serpent-like. But in the Middle Ages, whatever that was, their appearance changed, and they started being drawn and described as having legs, more like a lizard.
Dragon facts.
I just
Which is
imagine
true.
you did those hands in front of your eyes, like the like wiggly fingers.
Dragon facts.
Brad, I did.
Just need to check.
Squeals the slide over Dragon facts. Night Divinity's excited about Dragon facts. Dragon facts are great.
Which is true, because every dragon we've come across, they have legs. So far. Maybe this White Death, its advantage is it doesn't have legs. We'll find out.
Night Divinity says that they are a dragon addict. I think that dragons are like the thing to fight, and I think they're fantastic. All right.
I don't fight them.
I think they're like the epitome of like a thing. They're great.
Yep.
Dragon facts. All right. So anyway, so
I'm gonna find the captain. I'm gonna find the captain at the end of this and ask him. Oh, Rooster. Yes.
What's that, lad?
Oh, I'll come back to you in a minute.
All right, I'm putting you up here, along with Valdis. You notice that like it is very cold, as I mentioned.
I like how we didn't go up the chain of what everyone else is doing or thinking.
Oh yeah. Sorry. All right. So Patron, what is Patron doing throughout this ship?
Well, so Patron would spend how many days are we doing this?
We'll say it was 5 days.
Okay, let's say Patron spent the majority of day one building a essentially very elaborate and ornate wooden like backpack that is hollow inside. Very large for his size. Using his wood carving tools. It's very inortly carved with, the 7 canaries and has a small opening up top. Next, Patron would be casting 1 spell each day.
Was it good, Barry?
Nope.
What is it? Oh my gosh, what is it?
So, I'm going to be trying to conjure in the tiny space. There's only one elemental that is tiny.
Is it a method?
Nope.
What are you conjuring? A gargoyle?
Was it? No, it's an elemental.
Is it a... What is it?
Hold on.
Oh my gosh, you're killing me with the suspense here.
I didn't know I was next. I was looking this up because I forgot what they were called.
If you need a second, I can go talk to the captain.
Yes, do that, and then I will tell you what I've been
Okay.
conjuring.
Oh, Brewster,
Yes, lad.
I got a question for you.
What's that?
Do you like dragons?
I don't like them too close. They're dangerous. Much like the sea of moving ice.
Well, you can admire them from far away, no?
There is something grateful, or there is something graceful about them. I'll give you that.
You want to hear? You want to hear a fact about dragons?
Sure.
Excellent. Okay.
Chat, you know the drill.
All right.
You get a bonus one because we haven't done one in forever. So
That's true. We can need one more number. 21.
I don't pick them because they're in front of me. 21.
The healing that Patron does
Good number.
is a great number.
Oh, this is super quick and super easy. Alright, so we were at 48, 30, 25. Alright, 21. In many stories, dragon blood often has magical properties.
Very nice.
Dragon.
Dragon
Dragon facts. Do you think maybe... No, I couldn't ask it.
If you're asking me, the one who clearly loves dragons, to harm a dragon, well, just close your ears. You're out of your mind. But the other compadres, they might have something for you. You have to ask nicely, though.
Keep that in mind, lad. What is Mordok doing this entire trip?
Being bored, I looked at my spell list and don't have much for boats. But I can cast the mending spell about a bazillion times to
Yep.
fix things.
I would say probably here. Is this probably a good area for Mordok to brood? And is he a brooder? I feel like he's a brooder. Am I wrong?
Yeah, okay.
Tell me I'm wrong.
That's fine.
It's
I can
fine, or is he a
brooding.
brooder? He
I can
strikes
do
me
some
as a...
brooding.
Huh?
Yeah, I can do some brooding.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. No, hang on. I'm sorry. It's got to be the front of the ship, because you got to be looking over the bow, right?
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, looking where you're going. Not looking at not dwelling on the past.
That's right.
That's what I do.
And check out this boat. Ooh. Oh, now I'm in the ocean.
All right. Hey, it's 10 o'clock. What's Patron? What has Patron been
All
doing?
right. So I've been out of this tiny little wooden backpack. Little elemental spirits have been showing up.
Yep. Yes, and? Schwingas, huh?
Swing.
8 a day to be exact.
Okay.
And I will be asking them every day to bless us and the crew. And you get to choose what blessings they bestow upon whoever. I'll let you figure that out for later.
That sounds like a great thing to do next session. But for this session,
Yep.
here's what's going to happen. Mordok is up here brooding. when suddenly this is the reason y'all came here.
Get eaten by a whale.
Kraken.
Release the Kraken. Someone had to say it.
Blessings of facepalming. Alright, please roll initiative as suddenly these creatures from the deep surface. One of them shoots ink at you. And
Oh, that's rude.
they are incredibly rude. And initiative it is.
That was pretty terrible.
Alright, let's see.
Don't forget Valdus.
You know I always do. My superpower, by the way, absolutely forgetting. Just throw them in the dumpster. My NPCs that are supposed to be with the group. That's my superpower as a game master.
That's on so many different levels, from forgetting to put them in the initiative to just their overall performance as an NPC.
Listen. Oh my goodness. Hang on, I've ruined everything again. Hang on. We're gonna roll initiative again.
How many weapons did Irina break?
Whatever.
How many were there?
Enough. Alright, sorry. One more time with the initiative. I'm not gonna change it. Everyone just gets a reroll. Cool.
Oh, I see. I see how it is.
Listen, I didn't mean
mine,
it.
Mine was way worse the second time around.
Listen, Mordok, enjoy dying. And then Valdus. 33. And initiative.
Don't worry about that.
Alright, here we go. We got some stuff. Descending. Let's go. Zed, you're up. Do they even have any names? Yes. Octopus 1 and, Flurkin. Done. Alright, Zed, you're up.
Nope, that's not what I want. No, do not want to randomly roll die. I need to measure. I think that one is right in my range of movement.
Or Night Divinity says lunch and dinner.
I am 45 feet away, and I have 45 feet of movement. Monks OP. These are terrifying. We're going to give them a... gonna give them a whack. Does a 21 hit.
All day long.
Neat. This is actually draconic. I love this. So Zed, being the scrappy little fighter he's been this whole time, he picked up a level of fighter, so he gets to deal damage in D8s now.
Oh, from just taking a level of fighter?
Yeah, unarmed fighting. It's dope.
Unarmed fighting.
Cut busted.
So I get to do 12 lightning damage.
Hang on. I'm sorry. Okay.
Draconic strike.
Ouch. Okay. And that was your first hit.
Yep. Here is punch number 2. Does a 14 hit.
A 14? Negative.
Well, we'll just do a simple whack. Ah, cool. 21. For 10 damage. That's just normal.
Just a casual 10 damage.
Yep.
Sorry, we'll come back to that guy. Hey, this is a bad idea. Does a 16 hit Zed? Nope. Get out of here. 17 is your armor class?
17 is my armor class.
Alright, so what if Mordok?
what if Mordok?
All
Yeah,
right.
go away.
What if not Mordok? What if now Mordok turned?
Wait a minute. I'm confused.
What?
An orc gets multi-attack. A giant octopus with 8 tentacles gets 1? Okay.
Hey,
I'm
Let
taking it.
me double check. They do not.
careful.
Listen, I do have this. And look out for
They're
my
not
other
doing it right
ability.
Oh,
Ah, there it is.
But you've not.
Hey.
But you've not prepared yourself for.
that's awesome.
Listen,
They're
we
pretty
haven't
terrifying.
even. We're gonna come across things with blood frenzy and multi-attack. Don't worry. These are fine.
Yeah. Okay. Screw this. I'm doing this. And I'm flying up.
So you're turning into your angel stuff.
Yeah.
And how far are you flying up?
How far can I fly? 30 feet straight up. No, these guys ain't dragging me underwater.
All right, it's Valdis' turn. Valdis is gonna fly right over here, and it's gonna stay. Valdis is gonna also fly because Valdis can fly. Valdis is gonna be 15 feet away from them, and is just gonna breathe some acid. Fool. All right, Dex save. Alright, so taking half. 5d, is it 8? 5d8? Yeah. 18. So 9 damage. Alright. Patron, you're up.
Okay. Let's see. Probably.
Guiding Bolt? Get out of here. That'll hit for six. Which one are you shooting at?
The one that Zed and Valdis are attacking.
Okay. Minus 16. Ouch. Okay. Back to Zed.
Oh boy. Guess what we're gonna do? Punch some more, this time with advantage.
Just your first attack has advantage.
I have pack tactics and Valdis is right by me.
Valdis is 15 feet away from the octopus.
That's not fair.
I know.
Anyways, 23 hit? Sure.
Yep.
Wow. How's that possible?
A 1 plus 4 is indeed 5. 5 lightning damage.
Alright, cool. What would you like to do now?
I'd like to take a step forward.
Yep.
And as Mordok's flying too, this is silly.
Yep. So Zed is standing there, Patron guiding bolts it, and then just bam. Lightning zap, and the octopus goes under the water.
And anyways, we're gonna use our second attack. A 22 should hit if everything else has been happening. For 6 lightning damage.
6 lightning damage.
And we're gonna use a key point and dash away.
Dash away, huh?
Yep.
Dark Gods 007 has suggested telling a dragon fact. Maybe he will be distracted. by the knowledge, and also take, psychic damage. And Night Divinity
would
says
be-
that is a shocking amount of damage.
This is a shocking damage. Dragon facts are not used as a weapon.
All right, and that's all for Zed.
Correct.
All right. Well, how much do we not know? All right, so we're definitely gonna climb on here. How fast can we move? This is an important question. Wow, that is not far. How far can we
Walking
reach?
speed.
Wow, really? That's pretty cool. Loop. Tentacles have 15-foot range.
Let's know.
That will hit for 14. Valdis is now grappled and restrained. Alright, and now it's Mordok's turn.
Oh, you know what's coming.
Are you gonna guiding bolt it? Or are you gonna tell it it's dead?
I'm gonna tell it it's dead.
Wisdom save, right? Yeah. 25? Get out of here with your nonsense. It's so much damage. Alright, cool.
Well, and I'm not sure. That's not even right. Add 9 more.
Are you kidding me?
No, because I'm in my form. I add 1 hit point for every level I have, so it's really 34 damage. I'm sorry.
That's so much damage.
It's a ridiculous cantrip. So it's really 34. It's 34 damage from a cantrip.
Hey, you're dead.
Hey, you're dead.
Yeah. And so it's supposed to do an onerous dum, but instead we've just you just tell someone, you whisper sweet nothings, and you're just like,
Hey, you're dead.
yeah. It's like if you've seen Umbrella Academy, I heard a rumor that you're dead.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, oh, that's right, I forgot.
You know, it's like, Snake Plissken, I thought you were dead.
Yeah.
Okay, it's an old reference. It's bad movies.
Escape from L.A., Escape from New York, right?
Escape from New York, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Kurt Russell?
Russell.
Yeah! Now he's Santa Claus.
Yeah. Escape from New York was okay.
He's also Star-Lord's dad.
Yes, he's also Star-Lord's dad. And he starred in, we're going way back, he was a kid actor for Disney.
There you go, yeah. Absolutely.
He was in a lot of Disney movies when he was a kid.
I mean,
Anyway.
we're in an adventure in ice. Can we make a Thing reference here?
Insert Thing reference here, yeah. Yeah, the Thing utterly terrified me as a child. Alright, Valdis bites it for 8 damage. Patron. It's looking pretty rough.
I don't know. I kind of just want to tell it something as well.
You gonna tell him he's dead? Oh my god. I guess.
I heard a rumor.
Ha! Ha! I'm smart too!
Oh, that's not the smarts. That's the wise.
Alright. Smirt. Zed.
Leave my dragon alone.
SMRT. Smart. Thank you, Night Divinity.
Alright, this time with advantage because Valdis is there.
Correct.
How about a crit? Let's go.
Ka-chow. 11 lightning.
All right, and you punch it so hard that the rest of its body goes flying into the water, and then it dies. And Valdis still has a piece of one of the tentacles in its mouth, and just continues eating it.
Good job, Baldus.
She gives you like the head tilt. Yep. And
Yep.
yeah, these things are gone, and you have survived it.
That was close.
Mm-hmm. All right, and the captain says, "I told you, dangerous out here on the open seas. Can't be too careful, you know."
Oh, in a day's work.
We appreciate you taking care of us. We'll make sure you reach your destination.
Yeah, those cantrips are pretty ridiculous, I have to admit.
They are really strong. This
yeah,
next,
especially when I'm in my form and I get an extra 9 just because. Ugh,
Yeah.
scary.
While that conversation was going on with the captain, everyone here has seen Spirited Away, right?
yeah.
Yeah, you know the little spirits. It's got a little chewanga on his little shoulder.
Are you
It's
talking
just
about the ones from like Princess Mononoke?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I got you. All right, I think we are going to end a little early tonight because I want to do a little bit of a cliffhanger for the party. So suddenly, you feel the entire Frostskimmer lurch as it nearly capsizes. Well, let's see here. Hang on a second. Let's start with the. I need to make an athletics check for these folk. These are actually one of my I really like these because they're just kind of cool as a monster to throw at a party. If you have an aquatic-based adventure, these are really cool. We'll see what those are in just a second. So let's do that strength check. All right, plus 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yes, it is a huge. All of a sudden, the entire Frostskimmer lurches to the side, and you rush over to the side to see what in the world could have caused this, and that's when you see them. You see an entire school, I guess. I don't know, what do you call a bunch of marrow. These are the corrupted kind of merfolk. They look really, really cool. They were transformed and corrupted by demons. Night Divinity wants to know if I'm trying to leave everyone with a sinking feeling. Ha 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 ha. So the party, we're going to leave the party here under attack by Marrow. I want to wait until we have the rest of our party to deal with this specific encounter. We have, they are on the Sea of Moving Ice, and that is where we are going to leave our heroes for tonight. So, I guess before we adjourn, do any of our players and party members have anything they would like to add before we adjourn for the evening? Mordok?
No, I'm good.
All right. Patron?
Nope.
All right. Zed?
No, we're good.
All right. Catch us next week. We will be back with more of our playthrough of Tyranny of Dragons. If you'd like to catch up on the previous episodes of Tyranny of Dragons, much like Night Divinity did, you can check us out on our YouTube page. And also, you can check us out here on Twitch. You can also subscribe. You get access to exclusive emotes, and also you will be able to view ad-free if you have an Amazon Prime account. You also have a free sub that you can use to support our channel. As a reminder, we do give a cut to everything that we do directly to charity, benefiting Extra Life and our local children's hospital, Roanoke Carillions. If you like what we do and you'd like to support us, you can give us a like on Facebook, and you can also follow us on Instagram. Thank you so much. Have a great evening, and take heart.